Hello, everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us. We're just having a few people signing in, and we'll get started in a quick moment. Hope you can see our screen. We're going to be talking about getting digital and introducing the DriveWorks platform, and in specific to furniture design. Okay, so why don't we get started? So again, thanks for your time this afternoon for watching this presentation. For those of you that are in the audience now, and those of you who are going to join us watching this on YouTube after we post it. As mentioned, we are going to focus today on getting digital, and if we've learned anything through the pandemic, it's that we've got to find other ways to follow or make sure there's continuity in our running your business. And whether it's being able to work in a digital world or to improve your overall productivity, we are going to show you a technology that is being used with many of our customers to make sure that they are productive and profitable. So we're going to try to skate through a lot of material within 20 minutes, trying to keep this short, but we want to squeeze a lot of information in a short amount of time. Hopefully we can get to it all. And if you have any questions during this session, either put them in the chat or we can talk about them at the end of the presentation. So here's a brief agenda. We're going to take a look at introducing the company and the platform, talk about a customer that is using the platform and how, the benefits they've made, get into a demonstration, then talk about the benefits of DriveWorks. So in terms of quick introductions, my name is John Mignardi. I've been with Javelin for a little over 20 years, the last 6 of which have been focused on DriveWorks and CPQ and CAD automation. And those are here are my contact details. We mentioned the word DriveWorks. DriveWorks is not only the name of the platform that we are promoting and are using to enable customers to improve productivity in a significant way. It is also the name of the software, and it's the only software, automation software, that has some of its code in every SOLIDWORKS license, and they just celebrated 20 years in business. So we've been working with them for quite a long time, and they do have a lot of customers worldwide. So in terms of Javelin's commitment to DriveWorks, we started selling DriveWorks in 2006. And as mentioned, we formed a dedicated team in 2015. And right now are working with over 90 customers throughout North America. We are focused on DriveWorks training, mentoring, consulting, and project services. In fact, 10 of our customers are using Javelin as their DriveWorks project building resource. So we're not just an organization that sells you the software, gives you training, and provides support. We are users, daily users of the software, and that makes us better qualified to help you build your projects, whether it's through mentoring or if you're wanting to have us build projects for you. Here's some details about the experience of our team. And as I said, we do work all across North America, and we've got a vast amount of experience. And we're proud of the accomplishments that we've made over the past 6 years. So what is CPQ? What are product configurators? Essentially, it's the ability to interact with an interface, whether it's on the web or desktop, and to configure a new variant of your product. And during that process, evaluate what your cost is and be able to generate a quotation and other documentation. So configure, price, quote is the genre of the software. And but what you'll see in industry, you'll probably hear things like product configurators, sales configurators, 3D product configurators, visual CPQ. It's all the same thing. It's all projects that we can help you develop through the DriveWorks platform. And product configurators have different levels of functionality. You'll find them in ERP systems, but we're going to highlight some of the things about the DriveWorks platform that's going to make it unique for your manufacturing organization. So Javelin is a customer that we've worked with for the past 4 or 5 years, I think a little longer, and they were trying to come up with a system that improved the efficiency within their organization. So in the past, they've had a conversation with a customer service rep and the customer, gather all the details, push them all into design, and a couple of weeks later, they come up with a design, a model, and a quotation. Well, now with DriveWorks, within that same conversation, or by the end of the conversation, they, using their configurator, online-based configurator, they were able to create the designs and have a 3D model they could spin around, zoom in, zoom out, as well as a quotation instantly, so that instead of waiting for content to be generated, they're able to start the sales process immediately after they've created the spec. In fact, they've gone on to put the product configurator into the hands of their dealers. So let me, so we only have 20 minutes. So what I'll do is I will move over to the demo portion of this webinar. As I said, we're trying to keep things real tight and but show as much information as possible. Here is a website that is built by DriveWorks, and it includes a lot of different configurator examples that you can take a look at. Here's one of a pump system that is embedded in the website. And if you scroll down a little further, you'll see that there are 20 plus different configurators. Now, the one I'm going to focus on today is a furniture example, and it is over here in the cupboard. Now, this is a publicly available site, so you can go on it and start playing with it, see what it does, and consider this a bit of a tutorial. So as I mentioned, DriveWorks is the platform, and you have all the tools to be able to build what you see today using the tools within DriveWorks. So let me see if I can scale this a little bit. Okay, there you go. Okay, so some of the things that you'll see, as I said before, DriveWorks provides all the tools that will enable you to build this website. So now DriveWorks does not have to be inside of a website. It can be shared internally within your organization. You can run it inside of SolidWorks, your CAD tool, or you could just run it on a salesperson's desk. There's all those options available to you. In this example, we show certain things like a order summary. So right now with this configuration, you see the details of what goes into that product. You could zoom in, you could zoom out, you can have it as graphically appealing as this, or you can keep it more simple. It's really totally up to you, very flexible. The technology allows you to do quite a bit. You can hide some of the details. In fact, you could even hide the price if you want. And if you look down here on the bottom right, you'll see that there is a total. And so first thing I'm going to do is let me show some of the detail, and I'll change that to Canadian currency, right? Now, as I said, you can design this any way you like. So in this example, the first option that I have is to change the dimensions of this product. So there's a number of different ways I can do that. I can have pull down lists if you have sizes that already exist, standard sizes that already exist. I can enter a value in this box here, or I can simply take this, my cursor, and just slide this bar over, and you'll see that the design is going to update based on the information that I gave it, and so will the cost. So if you look at the bottom right-hand side, every time I make a change, you'll get an automatic update of that information. Now, this product is controlled by rules. So if I put in a depth of, say, 1 million or 10 million, it will max out at 1,000 because it is controlled by rules, and you want to enable or create a design that will be able to be produced. So rather than have someone enter something that cannot be made, you can put limits and rules so that you've got a product that you can make. So I'm going to change the height. So as I've been doing this, the pricing has been updated. So we started at 400 something. Now we're a little over 1200. The other thing to mention is that because this is driven by rules, it's not just the 3D graphics that's going to update. There are rules behind this. So if the product is over, say, 1,000 millimeters, perhaps there's a rule that says, okay, you've got a bigger piece of furniture, you've got more weight that's going to be added. Perhaps I have to thicken the walls or add bracing or extra fasteners. So whatever you need to do to increase the strength of this, you can include in this model. So there's a lot of intelligence that goes into that can be built into this product so that you are making something that can be manufactured and it's going to do the job that it's intended to do once it's in the customer's location. So I'm going to continue to make some changes. Let's look at the material. You'll see that it's very responsive. You'll see that you get the visual feedback. So someone who has just changed the material, let's say they're on a budget, by making the change of material, now I've got that down to $666, right? So let me change it to maple, see what effect that has. Oh, that lowers the cost even more. So, you know, let's say if I want to go back, you know, I've not exceeded my budget, or maybe I have exceeded my budget. Let me put that back to mahogany. Let's see if I can make that maybe a little smaller so I get it within budget, right? So here, I'm under $1,000. All right, so let's say, yeah, that's what I want. It's nicer. That's the material I want. And now I got the right size that I need. Now, one of the things I can do as well is change, you notice the graphics change. It's kind of subtle, but in some spots it's really noticeable. Same thing, make a change to the design, make a change to the price, as well as the summary. So the summary is going to keep updating. Now, the real magic behind this is the ability to get something from it. So now you've got a 3D image of what you want to design, what you want to buy, and without doing anything, just like in the Javelin example here, once I've spec'd it out, I could go in and take a look at a quote. So I've got an instant quote with all these details that I can use to provide to my customer. I've also got a bill of materials that has all the parts that are needed. So it's in a document, but I can generate that electronically that can be sent to purchasing. I've got a cut list, right? Literally anything and everything that you generate, okay, maybe you use a cover letter in your sales process. Anything and everything that you would create once you have the design can be used to generate the content that will allow you to manufacture. So, so this one, at this time, I'm going to enter my contact details, enter my email. Okay. And so once I hit the submit button, all the information that was used to generate that design is going to be fed into a server that has DriveWorks Autopilot software and a license of SolidWorks and Microsoft Office. And it's going to generate all the content that was designed within this project to generate. In other words, this particular one has been built to generate all the models, all the drawings, the sales documentation, and it's doing it in real time. So you see here, you got a graphical aid to see what the product looks like. And if you look at the asset gallery, you'll see as these documents are ready, they're going to be displayed. So they're being created in real time. They may not already have existed. So here's all the documents if you wanted to click on one, but I want to leave it here just so that you can see the asset gallery being populated. So as I mentioned, if this design has been created already, the system will be intelligent enough to be able to say, yeah, I've built that, here's the drawing for it. But the nice thing about DriveWorks and the nice thing about being connected to CAD is that if this variant has not been created, DriveWorks will automatically generate the drawings, the models, and populate bills of materials. Anything and everything needed to create this variant will be automatically generated by DriveWorks. So when you look at other types of configurators or ERP-based configurators, you've got options to be able to do certain things. But the one key differentiator with our system is because it's tied to CAD, it gives you that CAD automation. The other aspect about it is that you could build libraries literally over the weekend. So you can give this, create a master model, a set of rules to drive all the different configurations or variants, hit the DriveWorks autopilot button, and it'll create libraries like literally over the weekend, thousands and thousands of configurations over a couple of days, couple of hours. And you'll be able to use all the data, all the metadata you can generate automatically. So it's a quick way to build libraries for of data that you can use for manufacturing. So that's a quick presentation. The last model it's going to create is the assembly model. Now, as I said, you can run through this as well. This website is available. It's publicly available, and wanted to impress upon you all the different types of documents that this can create, and the fact that it can create all this documentation, even though that variant may not exist. All right, so let me change back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so just a couple of slides to end this off, and I'll be sticking around if you have any questions. So some of the benefits of DriveWorks is the ability to have accurate quotes and fully integrate all your information within your organization. So not only can you create drawings, but anything and everything associated with getting that product manufactured, whether it's flat patterns or drawings or renderings, you can create all that, as well as a fast and accurate quotation. When we talk about design automation, we also are referring to better utilization of resources. So instead of having designers working on repetitive tasks, our customers have chosen to automate those tasks and use their high-priced talent to focus on new product development. One of our first customers has done that, and they've got a very big team that they've been able to grow because the DriveWorks application has automated a lot of the tasks that they used to do. The other thing that a lot of our customers are doing now is developing a bit of a self-serve type of situation where if somebody wants to go online and specify one of their products, they're able to go in, configure the product, and then get all the information they need from a quoting standpoint. So imagine putting out 100 quotes, and if your hit rate is 20%, then 80% of the work associated with getting all those quotes out is wasted time. So having your dealers or customers be able to go to your website to get their own quote will save you a lot of time if you don't have to spend it on creating all this documentation. And our customers have told us that because of the speed at which quotes are generated, being first in a lot of times has enabled them to enjoy a higher hit rate on their sales. Some of the benefits of being integrated CAD is the fact that CAD is the tool that generates information to manufacture your products, but we are also able to take data from your CRM, ERP, and other manufacturing systems to build into your drawings and models, and are able to push that information back, bills of materials, for example, into your other business systems so that you're fully connected and you're able to support all these manufacturing process in a highly automated fashion. The other benefit of integrating CAD is because you've got that 3D aspect of it. Customers will get a better visualization of what they're going to get, what they're specifying, and it leads to a better buying experience. And further, the whole notion that with this one platform, you're able to develop the UI and all the CAD behind it and all the integrations needed to talk to other business systems. So why partner with Javelin? DriveWorks is the best tool that we've seen, the best platform that we've seen to automate repetitive tasks, and we've made a big investment in our team to be able to provide the best services for you. So again, here's my contact details. I know we've run over time, but this is the way to get a hold of me if you had any specific questions. We're happy to have a discussion with regards to some of your requirements, share some of the details of some of the people that we've worked with, some of the benefits that we've been able to enable at those organizations, and whether or not you do furniture or if you do other machinery, lifting equipment, architectural equipment, conveyors, anything and anything and everything that is customizable or configurable is a good application for DriveWorks automation. Okay, thanks very much for your time. If there are any questions, let me check to see if there's any questions. Oh, one question. All right, so our company uses an ERP system that has a configurator. What are some of the differences? Okay, great question. Talked about it a little bit. With most configurators, you do not have the depth to be able to automate the drawings, and our platform is unique in the sense that it is tied to CAD and gives you the best integration with your CAD and gives you the best support organization in the sense that because we know CAD, we know automation. ERP systems are great at ERP, but there's a whole different level of sophistication and knowledge that is required to automate your models and drawings. And so we integrate really nicely with ERP systems and CPQ systems, whether it's Salesforce or Epicor or anything else. In fact, our biggest customer has their ERP system connected to DriveWorks, and orders are taken in ERP and the data is pushed into DriveWorks to generate all the CAD drawings. So there is a way that we can coexist, but with our software, you get the benefit of the CAD integration. Second question, is there a limit in the number of components involved in a top-level assembly? Not that we know of, right? We've had customers that have hundreds of components and some that have dozens of components. And so we've not seen an upper limit. There is, as far as we know, there's no upper limit in SolidWorks. So as long as you can do it in SolidWorks, you can automate it in DriveWorks because we are basically working with the same level of data. Oh, another question. Great. Is the 3D model from the example build within DriveWorks or SolidWorks? Thank you. Okay, good question. So the model that's generated, and again, if you go through DriveWorks Live and you go through that example and you open up that model or use any one of the other configurators, it will build, if the application has it, a 3D model for you, and you'll get that in an email. Generally, however, if you have configured that cabinet or another assembly, DriveWorks will automatically generate all the SolidWorks models and drawings for you. So rather than having a designer open up models, change the dimensions, and update the drawings and all the rest, DriveWorks will drive SolidWorks to create all the 3D models. Now those models, let's say you have to do further edits, those models that are created from DriveWorks can simply be opened in SolidWorks. And if you have to make any further changes, you can make those changes as if those models were designed manually, right? There is no difference between opening up the models produced by DriveWorks, driving SOLIDWORKS, as opposed to just by SOLIDWORKS on its own. So anything that you create from DriveWorks is essentially is a SOLIDWORKS model that you can use as if it was modeled manually. How do you control part numbers that are controlling part numbers generated by DriveWorks? Same idea. Whatever numbering process you use, or rules, or protocols, you can apply those same rules in DriveWorks. Like, there's no difference. The only thing that is happening here with DriveWorks is that it's almost being created by a robot. Consider DriveWorks Autopilot a robot that builds your models and drawings as opposed to having them generated manually. So whatever system you use to establish part numbers can be applied to DriveWorks, so it will automatically generate all those part numbers for you. Great questions, guys. Thank you very much. If there are any other questions, you've got my email address, and you can contact me. We want to keep this short. It's 2:26, so sorry for going over time, but thank you very much for your time. If you have any further questions, please give me a call, and we hope that you have a great rest of the day.